Well, if you love art that ignites an uplifting energy in your living space, you are going to absolutely love our next guest, Coral Noel Yang. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Coral Noel Yang is a multidisciplinary painter based in Auckland, New Zealand, who specialises in expressive, figurative and abstract paintings with oil and acrylic. Coral, we're so excited to have you come in the studio. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And now, Coral, you've brought some paintings into the studio.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about those.
Yes, I'm working on a series to be for a solo show called Spread Your Wings. So this idea comes from when I was praying, and I just feel like during this COVID lockdown, we've been in such a restriction and a lot of challenges, but it's more like we have been like the caterpillars inside this cocoon. But now it's time like for the butterfly, we are transformed. It's time for us to spread our wings. Yeah. So this whole series is surrounding this idea.
Yeah. What a beautiful description. How would you describe your art? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Yes, so I would say my art is very expressive, figurative and abstract. I use very bold and vibrant colors. I love this movements, in the brushworks. And my goal is to evoke wonder and joy and imagination for my audience. And I take a lot of inspiration from nature. Just New Zealand is so beautiful with the flower, the ocean, the landscape, and also people's stories. Also my prayer time with God. I get ideas from Him.
Yeah. I mean, it's unusual that you have so many different styles, abstract, realism, yeah. All sorts of different styles. Do you have a particular favourite?
Yeah, even though they're all very different styles, but I feel it's all God's life flowing out of me and I'm expressing my voice. But I'm very happy now I have this figurative and abstract, two different styles, but they feed and inform each other. And so for the figurative, I get to tell stories, I get to tell a message. And like this one painting I brought, dances with the waves. The idea actually came from when the Ukrainian war broke out, and we were just praying in this small home group, and we were all very devastated and heartbroken, praying for the country, and we were singing this song called "Peace Be Still," and then the lyric says that "Peace be still, say the word, and I will step on waters until I'm dancing in the deeps." And it was very powerful. I just feel like God was saying, I'm going to meet you in the middle of your troubles and in the challenges, and don't run away because I'm bigger than the waves, So, so this is how I get ideas from, prayers and inspiration, yeah.
Now, you also worked as a filmmaker for many years in Hollywood. Can you tell us about that and how that has influenced your art, or vice versa, perhaps?
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I was trained in the classical, filmmaking. We're like trained to make Star Wars or Schindler's List, that kind of movies. So I felt it's the visual language and also storytelling. It's the same kind of passion I bring from filmmaking to my painting. And I just love colors, shapes, movements, and whether it's in filmmaking or whether it's through my paint brushes. And the same impetus of wanting to learn about people, about their story, continue to propel me to paint.
You were telling us a story about an older woman that you were asked to do a painting on, and how that sort of story evolved. Can you share that with us?
Yes, I was asked to do a portrait for grandma, and she is a praying grandma, and she prays for her children, her grandchildren. And she passed away, and her granddaughter just really miss her. So she commissioned to do this portrait. So I just really want to get into this family. I actually went to the old house. I took photos of the fruit trees, and I know that the grandma loves the kiwi, so I did a lot of this research and put a painting together, and then they really love it.
And that tells the whole story,
Tells the story.
the background to what she loved and all
What
that
she
sort of
loves,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how art influences your faith and how your faith influences your art?
Yes, I feel art is the way God reaches me, and art making is actually God's gift to me. When I was a little kid, my dad brought back this illustrative Bible from America with this beautiful lithograph of Bible stories. And that actually was an impetus for me want to get to know God because it's so beautiful. And so nowadays I feel coming to the studio in front of the easel painting is my prayer, it's my time to be with God. And also He teaches me about Him, how He is a creator, the galaxy, the nature, His creation, the wonder, the mystery. So He's teaching me how wonderful He is through art.
It's almost like God has given you this gift, and then you can express that gift
Yes.
to other people.
Yes, I feel God actually wants everybody to know how wonderful He has made them, because each one of us are so unique, and we have a unique expression, we have a voice, and I want my art to be able to ignite that magic, that wonder in everyone. And that's why I think God wants me to continue to pursue painting.
If people are interested in looking at your art, purchasing your art, how can they go about that?
Yes, my website, noelyoungart.com, it's a place they can find all my works. They can also sign up for my newsletter because I have shows, I have workshops that they can get all the information from me.